Hey everybody, it's your girl Bunny. To all of my returning subscribers, hey, how you doing? And for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Kick your feet up, subscribe to this family-friendly channel, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss any posts. Also follow me on Instagram at the same profile name so you don't miss the sneak peeks of what's coming up next. In this video, Queen Sugar Season 7, Episode 6, entitled Soothing Electric Vibration. I give a full episode recap with photos offset to the side, and then I give my review at the end. No need to dig around. I keep all of the minute marks in the comments. It's all coming up next. Ralph paces back and forth, deep in thought, and Darla eventually joins him. The sound of the street didn't allow him to sleep too well. Darla knows it doesn't feel like home just yet, but they'll make it home. Micah can't enjoy fun in the sun with his peers. Charlie continues to text and call, writing in bold text, "Call back." She adds articles entitled, "Congressional Candidate Has to Answer Yet Again for Court Outburst," with some body reading. Congressional candidate Charlie Bordelon West will have to answer questions once again about her husband's rape accusations. Zane brings Micah a shot to relax his mind and encourages him to stay off of the phone. Kai is one of the best investors in the game right now. He has to be ready. Micah gets that, but he shouldn't have put that on the NFT. It's all at my parents' expense. Zane knows that he's regretful, but he made history. You can't please everybody. Look, your mom is fighting to reunite undocumented kids, right? She's touring these refugee sites at the border. Take some of the money you made, make a big donation publicly to one of those groups she works with, a big one. This way you can make it up to your mom. You're all about art and activism, so you can do both. One can feed the other. Billy cooks a big breakfast as a way to say thank you, and Nova got a package in the mail. Nova knows exactly what it is. It's from her mother's cousin, Martha. She always sends fresh cuttings as soon as they bloom. Martha is the last person from her mother's line. Unfortunately, Dominic won't return as scheduled. His trip got extended again. He probably won't come back until next week. Nova is bummed. She had an entire evening planned out. An evening at the Sanger, an actual date, not FaceTime. She invites Billy to enjoy the evening with her, but Billy has a date with Trevor, the trombone player. They make a toast in trying new things. Hollywood and Dante enjoy fixing parts to the boat, and Dante loves little True. Dante always wanted a little sister and is excited that he is her big cousin. He will protect her. Hollywood tells Dante that the same way he feels about True is the same way him and Vi feel about him and his brother. If he ever needs anything, they got his back. School, advice, whatever he needs. When Hollywood mentions school, Dante is uneasy and deflects the conversation, saying that he needs to get True's doll. Hollywood is now concerned. "I don't know, Vi, what's going on with that school, but I'm gonna find out." Ralph and Darla address the members of the co-op. The meal is a gift from Charlie. Its value will allow them to be more self-sufficient. It could be used to build their inventory and add to their overall holdings. They will move the books to their gains, and they don't have to pay for it. They maintain it and reap the benefits of the tax advantage. This will show they control a very large and potential lucrative company. This is a good idea, Darla, but who's going to maintain everything? Prathina thinks that it's a good idea, and Darla is creating a great start, sitting on the potential of the mill and then making sure it looks good for investors. Now that she has more free time, Prathina offers her help to Darla. Darla is thankful for her help, but then countless chatter and debates begin. Ralph and Darla view that this idea isn't going over too well. Zane and Micah speak with Kai, and he's amped at Micah's next NFT. What will it be? He should post some information about when his mom paid off his dad's side piece. Does he have any of that? Zane informs Kai that Micah's next moves are postings and correlating with his mom's campaign endeavors. Kai is even more invested. Political NFTs are landmines. When they explode, it's amazing. When Micah tries to explain his platform, moving the culture forward, he's been studying under this guy named Rahad Stevens, who is a photographer. He doesn't want to disrupt anything, he just wants to rewrite the narrative. All of that, in Micah's words, go in one ear and out the other, as Kai gestures to someone to bring some drugs. Kai puts the pressure for Zane and Micah to indulge. They submit to the invitation, saying slowly, "Yeah, sure." Vi and Darla have small talk about the baby, and while Darla calculates the numbers from the farmer's market, the gross from last month, minus the supplies and expenses, equals to a nice profit. Vi can't believe that she is selling out of her pies within the hour they're placed out for sale. She reminds herself that one can follow their dreams so closely, one can forget you're actually living inside of them. Human beings always want more and more. She thanks Darla for all of her help. Without her, this success wouldn't have been possible. Her farmer's market idea gave them a new stream of revenue. Also, Blue's blueberry pie is their best seller. Darla lightly vents. It's irritating that she has to prove herself over and over again, especially to the members of the co-op. Vi jokes to let her know which old farmer is giving her a hard time, and she will set them straight. Their next focus is to enjoy some pie. Jill warns Nova that some of the parents are objective to her speaking at the school. They claim it's CRT. She's a teacher, but a citizen first. Changing history should not be altered to others' comfort. Nova thanks her for the warning and thinks that they should be ready and will fight fire with fire. Darla reviews some mail given to her from Vi, and one parcel reads from an LLC. It's an NDA from Chase, addressing the contents of Blessings in Blood. Ralph and the baby wait for Darla at the doctor's office, and his calls are forwarded straight to voicemail. She calls Jordan in fear. Chase found me. He knows where I lived. He's threatened me 3 times. Please don't say anything else. Ralph calls Vi, worried. Have you seen Darla? She's 30 minutes late for a doctor's appointment, and it's not like her to be late. Darla struggles in the car, fighting the urge of an high. Sandy and Prosper enjoy some po' boys, joking about whether they'll have strippers at their bachelor and bachelorette parties. No strippers, right? Prosper is concerned if everything is moving too fast, but Sandy has no doubt everything is moving along just fine. Nova speaks with the students about pop culture and music. Who are some of the names and artists that come to mind? Chloe, Halle, Megan, Billie Eilish, Corday, DaBaby, Jack Harlow, and Lil Durk. Okay, I'm taking note that there's a good mix of pop, hip-hop, and R&B. Does anyone know what these genres have in common? All of the roots trace back to the blues, even country, rock, and K-pop. Before the blues, there were ring shots. That's a ritual that's performed from enslaved people in America. A student shouts, "You mean slaves?" But she explains, "I prefer the word enslaved. Slaves strips them from their humanity. They were people, not property, nor animals. Ring shots were revolutionary and dangerous. The churches back then banned them from using their drums. So my ancestors made rhythms with their hands and feet, chanting prayers and moving in a counterclock circle without ever crossing their feet, because that would be considered dancing, and dancing was also forbidden." Check this out. This is John Lee Hooker, blues singer, songwriter, guitarist, legend. The chalkboard behind me displays the ring shots gave birth to the spirituals, which laid the foundation for the blues and every other genre after. Now, I want you to listen to your favorite song and then listen to some old blues songs. Pay attention to the guitars and the rhythms. See if you can hear the similarities. You might be surprised. Darla goes to an NA meeting. "Hi, my name is Darla, and I'm an addict." She's been dealing with someone from her past and hiding it from her husband. She fears what he'll do or how he'll react. Better yet, she doesn't know what all he'll do. She knows that he loves her and will forgive her, but is unaware of what he will do to the other person. She doesn't want him getting in any trouble. He has worked so hard. A member asks Darla if she's afraid she will use again, but Darla says that she was close. Today was hard and she almost went to the bar, but instead I came to the meeting. She knows that if she relapsed, her husband would want to know what triggered her, and she can't tell him that. Another member warns, keeping secrets is like keeping poison. Can you consider a way to unburden yourself? Share your truth with him? Darla says that she'll try to make an effort, but the steadiness in their lives right now is shaky at best. She can't risk losing another thing. The partying continues, and Zane has good news. Kai is willing to buy 5 pieces sight unseen. Zane presses. This could be their thing. They are a team, private jets, VIP sections. All we have to do is keep selling that fire. Make your own money and your own mark. A few women even know Micah by name and request selfies. Micah is pumped on confidence, buying everyone at the party a shot. Before anyone else can enjoy the moment, a voice shouts, "Are you done? Let's go. Now." It's Micah's grandmother. After they leave, Micah wants to know, how in the world did you find me? All of those random people you kept taking pictures with, they tagged your parents, and Charlie kept calling me saying please find him before he creates another mess. Micah wants to call it a night, but his grandmother isn't having it. She drove all the way to Hollywood to get him. She hasn't seen him in person in 2 years and 7 months, so he's gonna fix his face and explain everything before he goes anywhere. Drink that water, you look hydrated. He explained that he hasn't called back his parents because he doesn't want to bother them. Besides, that image he sold was reclaiming their pain. It's art. My mom doesn't understand that, but his grandmother begs to differ. He hasn't returned their phone calls because he's afraid to face them. This is art. This is one of your first photographs that you sent to me FedEx so I could get it the next day. You have a gift, and you see things in a way that others don't. It makes people stop and pay attention to things. Be careful how you use it. Micah's transparent. I don't know where I fit in. Dad has basketball and Mom has always been a boss. She wants him to stop with the denial. Micah, there is a difference between having a passion and a gift compared to posturing and pretending. You're too brilliant to be the latter. Him selling that painful NFT and hanging out with those people tonight, that's not Micah. That NFT sold for $200K, but was it worth your mother's tears? Nova speaks with an old friend. He's working on bringing a local grocery store to the lower ninth. They have a meeting with some regional manager next week. That's the last person who needs to sign off. Too Sweet has helped him with the paperwork. His college education is surely showing up and showing out. Nova catches him up on what's been going on. She's been working on a series for the Thibodeau massacre and offered to turn her book into a movie, which is on ice, and she's not sure what's next. She left the ninth so she could keep growing and expanding. He agrees about the growth, but what happens is you need to stay solid in your roots on the ground. Have you talked to your old boo, the cop? What happened with that? Nothing. After he turned himself in, the blue protects itself, of course. Last she heard, he moved back to Baton Rouge. She has a new love of her life, a black man. Ralph wants to talk. Darla, you've been quiet all evening. Is everything okay? Darla lets him know that she missed the appointment for True because she went to a meeting. She didn't relapse. She got ahead of it. It's deeper than what happened at the mill earlier. Ralph lets her know that whenever he hid something from her, it ended up being a mess. Take some advice from the pro. Darla tries to share but has a hard time. But Ralph stresses that I don't want to push, and Darla thanks him. It's obvious Darla would need more time to collect her thoughts. Jill has unfortunate news. She will find out if they lift the suspension or terminate her. They are both receiving death threats for teaching the history of music, the blues. They are calling a school board meeting to ban Nova's teachings and books along with Toni Morrison and now John Lee Hooker. They can't back down. They need to make sure their allies keep their school board seats. Nova knows a few people that can help them get the vote out. It's a new day, and Micah thanks his grandmother. She urges him to call his parents as soon as possible. They are doing so much at the border and making a name for themselves. This photo pulls away the focus. Micah notices that she has a Rahad Stevens photo. He can't believe it. He's taking a class with him now. When I saw it, the photograph reminded me of you, Micah. That's why I bought it. Don't worry about competing with other artists. You will be great. The ladies bring out some fun, playing Never Have I Ever. Billy starts out the challenge saying, never have I ever been nude in public. And Prathina takes a drink. They all laugh, and Prathina says, some of you need to live a little. I know this party is for Sandy, but I needed this. I haven't laughed in so long. The only thing that's missing at this party are a few strippers. Billy can't believe that she's single again at 42, but Sandy and Vi say 42 is just the beginning. Sandy is happy, and Vi wouldn't have been able to love Hollywood while she was young and dumb. Prathina agrees. Age brings freedom. You don't have time to worry about what other people think. They all wonder, are the guys having this much fun? Darla offers to drive and see. Hollywood jokes to the fellas. Can you believe Joaquin thought he was coming to his first bachelor's party? He was actually upset. They all reminisce about their party days, and Prosper pulls Ralph Angel to the side. Ralph Angel, Ernest was my best man when I married Claire, and it would only be right if you could be my best man when I marry Sandy. Ralph Angel is honored to do so. He wouldn't miss it for the world. There's a knock at the door, and it's all the ladies. They're ready to party. Vi even changes the music, but Hollywood isn't too pleased with the ladies crashing the guys' night of fun. Nova FaceTimes Dominic, but he's still not available. Darla and Ralph take a moment to step away and enjoy some alone time. Ralph tries again to get Darla to open up as to what's bothering her. You're not alone. You can tell me anything. But Darla once again says she's okay. And that is the end of the episode. And now it is time for your favorite part of the video. That's right, my review. So this episode correlates some things that I've been saying in the previous recaps and the reviews that I honestly feel with this last season being very critical. I have less of an interest of other characters, Prathina, when it comes to the boys with Hollywood, Prosper finding love, Billy, her conclusion with her marriage. That's great to see those additional characters get that closure, but it's crunch time. This is the last season. There's still a lot of loose ends when it comes to the main characters. My main focus is finding out, how is this gonna come to an end? How are they gonna wrap everything up or give the viewers some sort of idea of what's going to happen in the future? If you follow my recaps and reviews, I always say with each series, when they are coming to a close, that it's very important that you don't let your audience down. Some series, they don't really give a specific ending to the characters. They leave the audience a hope, or they do a montage of shots giving you an idea of what the characters did. Or you just do like The Sopranos and just cut to black. This cutting to black is what we don't want with this final season. In all honesty, we have an idea that Prosper, it was great to see him find love and starting again in his age in life. And he was in such a depression in the series when they went through the, having the issues with COVID and all this other stuff. That was great. So seeing him find love was great. But pulling him in with the wedding and Sandy, it's like, I feel like you just cut all of those scenes out. The information with Billy, like, can we cut her scenes out? I really don't care what's going on with Billy. Like, it's great that we finally know what happened to her, that the neighborhood, what they were doing. Like, I feel like a lot of that could have been in last season. Like, cut that out. All of these necessary scenes. Now, I will say when it comes to Hollywood, because he has had this desire to be a foster father, way more than Vi. Let's just be real. Vi cares for people, but she still has her pain from not being able to have a child. And then she also has this emotional guilt of not being able to provide, quote unquote, Hollywood with the child. So of course, Hollywood is passionate. So I kind of get why they're bringing in Joaquin. And Joaquin and the other boy, Dante, I get that, because maybe we're finally seeing Hollywood get something that he wants. It's going to be really, really sad if it falters through and he's not able to keep the boys. But what I'm thinking is that towards the end of the season, there will be some sort of compromise or something agreed upon to where he can foster the boys, because it's something that Hollywood has always wanted. And Hollywood has always placed a lot of his goals to the side for Vi. So that would provide a closure with Hollywood. Now, when it comes to Ralph Angel and Darla, it's kind of like they're adding to, right? It's kind of like they're adding to so much that we would need another season. Them drawing out the information with Chase, right? As we've discussed in the other reviews, she, in her moment, right, unfortunately, of the assault, she does mention that she was either high or drunk, and kind of blur wise has an idea of what happened, but not necessarily. She knows enough to know that she didn't consent to the situation with Chase. It's like, okay, are you going to hurry up and do a DNA test? You know, are you going to hurry up and just get what you need? It's just kind of like drawing it out. And I really wanted to see in this last season Darla get her closure and happiness because she's been through a lot. Now, Darla is a character who's very, very smart and unfortunately became an addict, and a lot of her dreams and aspirations got put to the side. I was really disappointed. I know we're still early in the season, we're mid-season, but I really wanted to see her blossom into what her talents are. Now, what I will say is that it's very frustrating to see Darla do all of these services that are very expensive when it comes to businesses that she's providing for nickels and dimes. Provide. It's very selfish. It's like, oh, Vi's like, oh, here's, a couple, dollars and, thank you. And you providing us with another stream, of revenue. Oh, great. She's making them all this money, but what does she have? You know what I mean? It's kind of like, she should be charging for her services, and I think that she feels guilty of doing that. She should own a piece of the land. She should have that borderline ownership to a lot of the things that she helps with. She should also have some percentage in blueberry pie. Like all of these things she deserves business-wise to have a piece of. I wonder if in one of these episodes, if Darla is going to think the same thing I'm thinking and like, wait a minute, you owe me some money. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that it shows her as an entrepreneur or someone that can develop those services to where she lives, etc. Okay, so she really does deserve that. I hope we get to the root of a lot of the things with Nova. With the writing, they've made it pretty clear that Billy is probably isn't feeling Nova like that, okay? Nova has provided a lot of, hints that, hey, I'm here, my man gone, you can live with me, you can walk around in your jammies, you can be free, hey, she give an invitation, but kind of not giving an invitation. It's kind of that hidden invitation that we all know about, okay? But at the same time, Billy's just like, oh, that's great, but I have a date. Oh, that's great, I just cooked some breakfast. So it's kind of like, I wonder if they're saying without words that something's not gonna pop off with Billy and Nova. I don't know. Maybe it will, but maybe it's gonna be a weird situation to where Billy and Nova, I don't know, they doing something inappropriate or whatever, and her man gonna come back in town. It's possible that she may, connect with her first crush, right? And Dominic comes back into town, you know what I'm saying, and catches them do something, because he did have a concern, like, hey, I don't have the connection that you do with your female lovers and friends, okay? I just don't. But she reassured to him, you see other sides of me. I don't know. I feel like these are storylines and this is situations that shouldn't be happening in the last season. I've always thought that Nova is somebody that can't be tied down. She's just a free spirit when it comes to sexuality and having a little fun, okay? And I'm just frustrated because we're bringing in all of these storylines that I don't care about. Nova, you going to this school telling people, teaching the blues and all sorts of stuff. I don't care about that. That's cool. I mean, that's good. I ain't saying that teaching that stuff isn't good. But I'm saying it's the storyline of the last season. Can we get back to the land? Can we get back in how you was talking to the people about the massacres? And you know what I'm saying? Can we get back to that? Woo! We only got so many more episodes left. And them being an hour, so we could say about 42 minutes, between 46 minutes of actual footage. That could be enough if they go all the way to episode 10 or 12. But they really making me nervous, y'all. When it comes to Charlie, I've said again that my guess is they're keeping her off the screen because it's going to be this big crescendo at the end that maybe she comes to save the day, that she has some connections to help them with the land and, bringing that money, because that's what they've needed. They've needed that with the other family, money. Every time they're close to a situation of border loans or anybody else, members involved with the co-op, they always have this downfall because they don't have enough money. Take out all of these extra scenes with Sandy and Prosper, Billy, all this, to take all that out. Take that stuff out with Zane and Micah. Now, we've already been through the affair and all this other stuff. It's like the writers forgot about how Charlie, during the hurricane, allowed a lot of the people to still work, and one of them died. You remember that? It's a lot of storylines and stuff that What writers know that audience will forget. It happens a lot with a lot of series. Writers say, oh, it's highly likely that people won't remember this from season 2. So let's just write over that. And I think they're doing that with a lot of the stuff. Take me to let me know what's going on with the land. Let's go back to the guy that's saying that he didn't get the contracts or didn't get the money, that's messing with the paperwork with the black farmers. Let's revisit that. Stop giving me meaningless scenes of Prosper and Sandy. Y'all cute, but I don't care. Let me know what you think. That sounded mean, huh? Let me know what you think. Like this video. Subscribe, you guys. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram with the same profile name, officialbunne_e. Comment down below. I love to see your thoughts. I love healthy debates. If you're too shy, make sure you hit me up in the DMs on Instagram at the same profile name, officialbunne_e. Check out the Emmy award-winning series, FX Original Atlanta. Check that out. And also the previous season if you need to get caught up on that. And the Hulu original series, The Handmaid's Tale. If you're not hip to it, check it out because it's absolutely amazing. Make sure you check out a few reality shows. Bell Collective season 2. Make sure that you check out that reunion special because that was pretty interesting. Also, the reality dating show series that's coming to a close. The reunion is coming up this week. It's Ready to Love Miami. Okay, so in the meantime, in between time, remember to take care of yourself and each other. Bye.